Hello, welcome to Yoga for Boomers and Beyond. I'm your host and your yoga instructor, Nancy Boyle. My intention in bringing this program to you is to share the health benefits of a regular yoga practice by teaching methods of breathing and moving to improve strength, flexibility, and balance in the body, and to teach relaxation techniques that calm the mind and quiet the nervous system. We'll be practicing with the aid of a chair to make poses accessible to individuals with physical limitations such as seniors or boomers, if you will, or people recovering from illness or injury who might find it necessary to find a temporary alternative to traditional yoga practice on a mat. After a brief centering and warm-up in the chair today, we'll be focusing on standing postures. Standing postures help to improve balance, strengthen bones as well as muscles, and they can also help with hip mobility, increase blood flow throughout the body, and can have the added benefit of boosting energy. So let's get started. So we'll begin the practice today, as always, with some centering breathing. So yoga is really all about the breath, and it's about being present with the breath. So find a nice comfortable place in your chair. Let the spine be nice and long. And just close your eyes and begin to connect to the sensation of breath. Notice as you breathe in and out through the nose, if that's possible for you today. If you have a cold, that might be difficult, then breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. But if it's at all possible, let the breath stay flowing in and out through the nose, and begin to notice the sensation of the breath as it moves in and out. Noticing the quality of the air as it comes in, whether it's cool or warm, moist or dry. And then bring your hand onto your belly. Either one will do. One hand on your belly, right around your navel, and the other one right over your heart. And notice the sensations in the body as you bring the breath in and then move it up. So the initial part of the inhale, the belly moves out towards that bottom hand, and then the low ribs and the upper ribs begin to expand out as the lungs fill up. And then the ribs soften, relax down as the breath moves out. Keeping the breath out for as long as it's comfortable, perhaps bringing the navel in towards the spine. A little extra help for the diaphragm to get rid of all the toxins, carbon dioxide, stuff we no longer need, and then bring the breath in once again, from the bottom all the way up to the top. So with the mind resting completely on the breath and the sensation of breath, allowing the rest of the thoughts, the busyness of the mind to quiet down, allowing yourself to become fully present with the breath. So 2 more cycles of breath here just to connect. And after your next exhale, slowly open your eyes, take in the room, and bring your arms down by your sides. We'll do a little bit of movement before we stand up today. We're going to do a lot of standing postures today, but we'll warm up a little bit here. So on the inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, turn the palms away. Let the breath go. You can let it out through the mouth as we come in. And then sigh it out. One more breath in, and then let it go. Nice. Take your hands one more time up overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up, soften the shoulders down, and we'll take a little side bend here. So the feet are rooted into the ground, and a nice length through the side ribs. On an exhale, take a lean to your left. So we're just reaching to the left side of the room, keeping that right shoulder drawn slightly back. So trying not to lean forward too much. Inhale, come back up, And exhale, a nice stretch to the other side. So we're opening up the intercostal muscles, the muscles between our ribs here. This time on the left side body. So as you breathe in, let everything expand out. And then let it all go. Coming back up. And bringing the arms down by your sides. Take a couple of shoulder rolls in one direction and then bring them in the other direction. Nice. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the program, we are going to do most of our practice standing up today. And the way we're going to get up is through some series of little chair lifts, if you will. So we're going to take the opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Or you can keep your arms down by your sides if that's more comfortable for you. It gives you a little bit more leverage. But we're trying to really work the legs and the core muscles here. So bring the feet ever so slightly back. So perhaps you don't see your toes anymore as you look down. And we're going to do 20. If you have to stop and rest at any time, feel free to do that. So we're going to lift up out of the chair. And then we're going to sit back down. 2. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Keep the belly drawn in, and 7, and keep the breath flowing. 8, 9, 10, 11. And try to keep the knees over the ankles. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you might be feeling it, 18, 19, just one more, and 20. Great, take a seat down, hands on your lap, take a nice breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth, and then bring yourself all the way up to standing. So bringing yourself on your mat, I'm just going to put my chair off to the side just a little bit. And we're going to do some warming up of our joints here. So we're going to warm up the ankles first, taking the right foot back. And the hands can stay on the hips, or if you would like to keep a finger on the chair, that's fine. So we're going to come onto the toes of that right foot, and we're simply going to make circles over the toes. Maybe 5 or 6 on one direction. So it's just like the leg is a little lasso, just kind of swinging from that hip joint, taking the circles in the opposite direction. And then bringing that foot down to meet the left. Stepping the left foot back, we'll do those circles, rolling over the toes. 5 or 6 in one direction, and then in the other. So we're warming up our ankles, we're giving a nice little stretch to the base of the toes, and then bring that foot down. Keeping your feet right underneath these hip points, take a little bend in the knees, hands can stay right above the knees, and we're going to make some circles as we roll over the outer edges of the feet. So keeping the sole of the foot down and just kind of bringing the weight into the outer edges of the foot. Switching directions when you're ready. And then bringing yourself to standing. Bring your feet about hip width distance apart. And we're going to do some hula hooping here. So the upper body stays relatively quiet as the hips hula hoop from side to side, around in big circles, switching directions. Great. And then coming to stillness here, bringing your feet just underneath these little hip points here. We're going to roll the shoulders. So we'll roll them up and back 3 or 4 times and then bring them forward. Just waking up all these joints. And then bringing our forearms together, interlacing the fingers. We're going to do some figure eights with the wrists. So we're waking up the wrists here, switching directions. And then bring the hands down by your sides. Take a nice shrug up and sigh it all out. Beautiful. Excuse me. So we're going to just wake up the neck here. So take a nice little gaze over the right shoulder. Bring the head through center and take a gaze to the left. A nice slow movement. Shoulders stay moving away from the ears. Take an exhale, let the chin drop towards the chest. And let the gaze come through center and up towards the ceiling. Not too far. You don't want to scrunch the back of your neck. Bringing the head to neutral once again. We're going to just draw some circles with our nose. And then in the other direction. Great. So now we're going to bring ourselves into some movement. You can bring your chair so that the seat of the chair is facing you. I'm going to be facing the chair myself. The thing to remember when we're using the chair for support is we want to make sure the chair doesn't slip away from us. So at least 2 of the chair legs should be on a sticky mat or something that is going to keep it from slipping. Or you can even just place the chair up against a wall so that when you're holding onto it and trusting it for support, it's not going to slip away from you. So we're going to begin by doing some simple sun salutations. So we're going to stand nice and tall, root the feet down, and lengthen up through the front body. On the inhale, sweep the arms up. And on your exhale, we're going to bring the arms wide. Take a little fold right at these hip creases. So try not to bend through the waist. We're lengthening the heart forward. Your hands can come just to the chair if that's as far as you can go, or if it's possible, bring your hands down towards the ground. So just be cautious that you don't bump your head on your chair, so make sure that you have that space available. On your inhale, lift. So if your hands are on the chair, you'll draw your shoulders back, lengthen the heart forward, or maybe your hands come to your thighs, another option. You're reaching the head forward, nice lengthen the back, but a little natural arch here, okay? So we don't want to flatten it out altogether. And on your exhale, we'll fold back down to whatever degree is right for you. Maybe the hands are on the chair, maybe they're on the ground. And then inhaling, sweep the arms wide, a little bend in the knees as you come all the way up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Beautiful. We'll do that again. Inhale up. And exhale. We'll swan dive, if you will, hands to the chair or to the floor. Inhale to a nice long spine. And on your exhale, fold once again. And then inhaling, sweeping the arms wide, coming all the way up. And exhaling the hands to the heart. And hands down by your sides. So we're going to move into a warrior one, a little flow, flowing with our breath. And I'm going to step my right foot forward, my left foot back at a little bit of an angle, so I can come into a warrior pose, so that sometimes it's nice to use the chair to keep the knee from going too far forward, because we don't want that knee to go past the ankle. Now, if you're not ready for this particular stance, if you'd like to use the support of the chair, you might turn the chair around so the top part is closest to you, the tall part, and you can keep a hand on the chair if you wish. But for our purposes right now, we're going to straighten both legs. Hips are square to the chair. And on an inhale, we'll bend that front leg and let the arms come up. Soften the shoulders down, keep the belly drawn in. So we're really strong here, and when we do these standing poses, we're using our own body weight to help build a little bit of bone density. So reaching nice and high. On your exhale, reach the arms forward. Now as we reach the arms forward, we don't want to reach them so far that our shoulders are compromised. We want this head of this humerus bone to pop right back into its socket. So our shoulder blades are drawing together and the energy is moving out through the fingertips. On an inhale, bring the arms out to the sides, and on the exhale, straighten the front leg and let the arms come down. So we'll do 2 more of those on this side. So on an inhale, we'll bend that front leg, let the arms reach up. And on your exhale, the arms reach forward, but the shoulders stay intact. Inhale, the arms wide, and exhale, the arms relax down and the front leg straightens. And we'll do that again. Inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling, and exhaling. Great. And of course we have to do the other side because yoga is all about balance. So we'll step our feet together and go to the other side. So the left foot will come forward, right foot will come back. And again, the toes of that back foot angle just a little bit out to the right. So position your foot so that when you bend that knee stays over the ankle, or it can be behind it too. Straighten it for now. The hips are square to the chair. Relax the shoulders, lift the heart, so get really long. And pay attention to where your weight is. So you want your weight rooting down equally in both feet, right down through the legs, really feeling grounded. On your inhale, bend into that front leg, and the arms reach up. Exhale forward, and inhale out to the sides. Exhale, straighten and relax. Inhale and exhale. Remember those shoulders. Inhale out and exhale. The last one, inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Great job. So we're going to step our feet together. And we'll do a little bit of balance work with the chair. So we're going to take our right foot up onto the chair. Left foot is grounded. So we're going to find our balance here. Get really tall through the whole body. So you don't want to slouch or kick that left hip out. And we're simply going to come up onto the ball and lower. 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. So you want to pick a drishti, something in front of you that doesn't move, to help you stay focused. So I'm going to add my arms. You can add your arms if you like, or you can just stay with your hands on your hips or on your thigh. So here we go. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice job. So we'll step that right foot down, maybe shake out that left leg a little bit, kind of give it a little release, and then we will come to the other side. So we're going to take that left foot up, find that length in the right side body. Hands can be on your thighs, on your hips. So here we go. 5 without the arms. 1, whoops, this is my wiggly side, as you probably know by now too. I've done it every single episode. It seems to show its little wiggliness. So here we go, last one, up and down. So I'm going to find that place to rest my attention, coming up with the arms. You can use the arms or not. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. And step that foot down, maybe shake it out a little bit. So we're now going to do a round of standing sun salutations with the use of the chair. So we've done sun salutations seated in a chair. So we're just going to bring them into a standing posture. Okay, so maybe some of you are ready for this. Let's give it a go. And always modify or leave out a particular segment if you don't feel really comfortable or ready for it. So here we go. We're going to inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to swan dive, folding forward. Hands on the chair or towards the floor, inhaling, lifting halfway. And on your exhale, hands on the chair, step your left foot back and then your right. So you're in a plank pose. So the whole body is nice and long and straight from shoulder to hips through the heels. You're pressing out through the heels or on the ball of your feet. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, press yourself back to down dog. You might have to adjust your feet a little bit. So you want a nice lengthening through the whole body here. Belly button drawn in, arms reaching forward, and the head resting gently relaxed between the biceps. And on an inhale, gaze up towards your thumbs, step your right foot forward. We're coming into warrior 1. We're going to root down through the legs and bring the arms up overhead. Take a nice breath in here. And on your exhale, hands back to the chair. We're going to step back to plank. So here we are. A nice strong pose again. And exhale, press back to down dog. On an inhale, look up towards your thumb, step your left foot forward. Right foot turns slightly out, root down, get strong here in the legs, and then bring yourself up. Nice breath in. And exhale, hands back to the chair. Step yourself back to plank. And then press yourself back to down dog. And we'll hang out in down dog for a minute. Let's bring our feet just a little closer, maybe pedal, maybe sway the hips. Feel the elongation of the spine here, the relaxation of the neck, the nice length from the armpits through the fingertips. Coming to stillness. And then gazing up to your thumbs, step one foot forward, then the other, and we'll come back to standing. Nice job. Very nice job. So your heart might be beating a little bit faster, which is good. You might be warm, which is really, really great. And we've used a lot of strength, body strength. We've used the weight of our own body to help build bone density because we're supporting ourselves simply by standing tall and strong. So one last thing we're going to do is one more balance. So I'm going to turn my chair around this way. And we're going to, it's a little bit of a moving balance as well here. So we're going to start, you can bring a hand to the chair, by imagining you're just peeling your right foot off the ground. So we're going to start at the heel, peel it off the ground, come to the toes, and then let that leg lift. Let it come down, let the toes land, and then lay the foot down. Root down through that foot, peel the left foot off, come onto the toes, and lift that leg up. Bring it back down and lay it down from toe to heel. So we're just doing this, peeling off and lifting up, almost as if you're walking through Jell-O. You're just moving so slowly. So you can do this without hands on the chair. Finding your drishti, really feeling every movement as the toes come down and the foot lays down. And then the heel peels off to the toe, and then you lift up, coming down and laying down. One more on each side, peeling that foot off, lifting up, coming down and laying it down. So be mindful of every sensation as we do this. And coming back down. Beautiful job. Nice job. So that is the extent of our standing practice for today. So we're going to find our way back to the chair. Feels good to sit down. And we're going to just do a couple more mindful breaths before we go into our shavasana. So we're going to notice maybe the changes or shifts that have happened in the body, warming, opening. So with the eyes closed, hands on the lap, palms facing up or down, your choice. The spine is long, just do a little body scan, see how things feel. Maybe they feel a little bit more vibrant, effervescent, a little more flow of the blood. A little more oxygenated blood because we're breathing a little bit more fully with awareness, and then moving. As we move that oxygen through the body in ways that we don't often do. So 2 more breaths here, just really appreciating the new sense of energy, perhaps, sense of openness. And then we'll find our way to shavasana. So shavasana, as you may know if you've been watching the program, is that place where we let go of everything. We really kind of rest and let all the movement that we've done digest, all of the benefits of that movement digest, let the system kind of absorb it all. So we sit restfully. And as we do that, we're going to bring ourselves into the chair, or as always, you can lay on your mat or on the floor if you like, maybe with a rolled towel under your neck, maybe a blanket over your body. It's starting to get cold out. Nice. Make yourself comfortable. You might even put a blanket over yourself in the chair. Let your feet extend long, let the Back be supported by the mat or the chair. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. And moving from the toes right up the legs, let all the muscles soften. So the toes and the feet and the ankles relax. The muscles that wrap the bones and the legs melt away from those bones, and the legs become heavy. The breath quiets a bit. The belly softens. The heart space and the lungs relax back towards the back of the chair. The fingers, the hands, and the wrists relax. The muscles that wrap the bones and the arms melt from those bones as those arms become heavy. Shoulders, neck, and jaw relax. Facial muscles soften. Even the scalp relaxes. So as we surrender the body to gravity, we just allow it to melt, become heavy, supported by whatever you're on, the chair or the mat. Bringing your awareness inward and upward towards your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. We call this our third eye in yoga. And it's a wonderful place of where our true spirit resides, our light, that beautiful light that is uniquely you. Same light that connects you to all living things. So perhaps you imagine a flame of a candle in your mind's eye, allowing the flame to throw off some warmth, allowing the glow of the flame to wash over you. Perhaps even bringing a little smile to the lips. So as you rest in this stillness, letting the light and the warmth of that flame blanket you with a sense of peace. And if thoughts come into your mind, which they will tend to do, see if you can allow them to simply move on by, acknowledge that they've come in to visit, and let them go without building stories around them. Come back to that candle flame. Resting in this stillness of shavasana for as long as you wish. And when you're ready to awaken, if you will, and go about your day, just begin to bring some little movements to the fingers and the toes, maybe some circling of the wrists and the ankles, beginning to wake up the body. And then with your next breath in, extend the legs long, bring the arms up overhead, take a nice beautiful body stretch, reach up, reach out through the toes. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Bring the hands to the heart, gazing at the fingertips. Opening the eyes, taking in the room, being ready to go about your day with a little more energy, a little more calmness perhaps. Remembering that beautiful light that is yours uniquely, and let it shine throughout the day as you move through the day. Until next time, namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. If you know of someone who might benefit from this practice, I hope you'll share it with them by hitting the share button below. You can also hit the subscribe button to be notified when new videos are posted on this channel. A link to this video and other information about the benefits of yoga can be found on my Facebook page. That link is shown below. I encourage you to share your feedback in the comments section as well. Tell me what areas of the body I could focus on that would be helpful to you. I hope you'll join me next time. Until then, namaste.